too. So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'd like to introduce Ciara from Scotland, who has primary progressive MS. Welcome, Ciara.
Hello, Linda.
Could you tell us when you first started getting MS symptoms?
Probably, on hindsight now, it probably would have been 2005. I'd started getting numbness in my feet. And I went to the doctor at the time. But at that time, I'd also stopped smoking, and I was on patches. And I can remember going to my doctor and saying about the numbness in the feet, and he says, well, it's very strange that you have this symptom, and he'd never heard of patches, given somebody a symptom like that before, but it could be possible. So I just sort of lived with it, and then probably about a couple of years later, I'd sort of hurt my shoulder, and I'd mentioned to the doctor at the same time about numbness in my legs, and he was able to help me with my shoulder, but sort of give a blank look about my legs. And basically last summer, I started tripping up quite a lot. Was really, really tired and that, and I went to the doctor and said, listen, this numbness is getting worse in my legs or whatever, there's something just not right. And he had me do just some exercises, and he says, well, there's something not right here, you have to see a neurologist. And I've sort of been seeing a neurologist since then, basically.
So when were you diagnosed with MS?
I'd went for a scan at the end of November, MRI scan, and then finally was called back to the neurologist at the end of January. And neurologist said, about some lesions, and, you do have MS. And then I'd got a call from a new neurologist, because that neurologist had left there where I stayed in. And I went to him, and he says, well, with your history and everything, you have got primary progressive MS. So that's been about it, really.
And how did that affect you emotionally, being told that?
Oh, well, obviously, I was getting used to the idea of having the MS. And really, with him saying that, I didn't really feel anything, but I did feel something when I asked him for what I could take for it, and he said that there was no scientifically backed medicine or treatment that would help my type of MS. I fell apart after that, really.
It's difficult to take in, isn't it? Especially when you're newly diagnosed.
Yes. I think it was more the not having anything for it, but that really just ripped me up,
Yes.
I had known it myself anyway. I had mentioned LDN to him, and he says to me, you can spend your money on whatever you want, but that is a cheaper one. That is what he said.
So how did you find LDN?
Well, basically, I'd say from about last summer, I, started suspecting, that it could be sort of MS. Just with, the symptoms, and having the internet, available, anyone can sort of, have a good look into these sort of things. I'm on Facebook, and I had a childhood friend, Marianne Bradley.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and I could see through other friends or whatever, she was sort of putting up when she would be on this blog radio and stuff like that. So I'd started listening into Mary's blog radio discussions, and also, looking up YouTube and that for her various talks. So I had a good idea, well, if it was MS, this is what I would be wanting to try or to have, to give it a go.
Yep. So did you find a doctor to prescribe it for you? Did your own doctor prescribe it, or did you have to get it privately?
Well, as I said, the neurologist wasn't, he wasn't doing it for me. So I went to my own doctor, and I, obviously explained in that, what my neurologist had said, that was nothing for me, and I said to him about LDN, and I went down with the fact sheet, and I said, listen, I'm going to leave this with you. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time. I said, but please do read it. you know, I want to give it a go. I says, you know, it's worth trying for myself and my family's sake, anything that may help. And I left it with him, went back in 2 weeks, and he says, yes, he says, I'll write you a prescription for it. He had read, obviously, the notes. And he says, I'm behind you all the way.
Oh, that was very nice. So did you notice any initial side effects when you started?
No, I didn't. Obviously, a good side effect was I was sleeping great, and before I was on the LDN, I was up maybe 3 times the toilet during the night.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like having a great sleep.